Good morning. It's Tuesday, May 23rd. It is 9:03 a.m. and I am just about 5 minutes from Mom's house. And I just had a very close call on the highway. I was trying to merge off of 465 as this lady was merging on, and she decided to come into my lane without even looking to see if I was there. I had to swerve big time. I'm fortunate that there was nobody in the other lane. So hopefully that's the closest call I have on this entire trip. It is 11:53 and I am in my car leaving Mom's and heading down the road. See what adventures await. I'm getting back on 70 West. I stopped at exit 11B in Terre Haute because I had to stop in Indiana to get my Indiana lottery tickets for the duration of my trip that I will not be home. So I stopped, I got lottery tickets, I bought a bag of ice and put it on my cooler, in my cooler, and I bought gas. I wasn't even to a half a tank yet, but decided to go ahead and top it off while I was stopped, and still put 36 bucks in it. So also, let's see, I was thinking about what I wanted to say when I next turned the video on, and look at this, we're coming to a stop on the interstate. Travel is fun. Scott made me a bag of a Cheerio mix. I'm excited about that, and that's actually going to be lunch here while I drive with my pop that I picked up. I didn't drink any of my pop from the cooler because it wasn't cold yet. So was that about it for all I wanted to say? I think so. I am heading, soon I'll be in Illinois, and I'm planning to stop to see in 3 cities. Vandalia to see a fire-breathing dragon statue that Mom and Scott told me about. I'm going to stop in Casey, which is the home of many world's largest things. I'm not going to see them all, but I might go see one. And then somewhere around, I think Altamont, Illinois, is a I don't think it was the world's biggest, but it's a giant Miller Lite can, and I have Miller Lite in the back. I won't drink one there, but I might pose with one. So those are the plans for now as I continue on my way. Welcome to Illinois. So this last little bit's been a trial. As you recall, I got off at exit 11 Bravo in Indiana, and it's now close to an hour later, and I've just hit the state line, which means it took me about an hour to go 11 miles. It was road construction, just backed up forever. I don't know. It was pretty frustrating, but it is what it is. And now the highway's open again, and hopefully it'll stay that way for a while. I just saw at the state line, I saw a road. I was sitting on a bridge, and I could see down below me there was roads down below, and there was a road sign for Illiana Road, Illiana, for Illinois and Indiana state line. I thought that was kind of a cool name. Here we are in Casey, Illinois, and we are looking at the Guinness World Record, I think, largest teeter-totter. I'm going to get a shot of it, and we'll see what the signage says up here. Well, this is disappointing. Do not jump on the teeter-totter. Designated personnel must be present to operate the teeter-totter, typically Saturday, 10 to 2. So does that mean it's not going to move if I walk up it? Probably not, huh? I'm at the very end of the teeter-totter, and I can feel it moving, but it's not set to actually move right now. It's locked in place and just wiggling a little bit in the wind, which is very disappointing. Come all this way to see the world's largest teeter-totter, and it only teeters, it does not totter. But the view from up here does give us a good view of the world's biggest rocking chair right there. Golf cart driving by for scale. Back to this sign, which might as well have just said, "Sorry folks, park's closed. The moose out front should have told you." So here we are now looking up at the world's biggest rocking chair, which I bet we're not allowed to sit and rock on, given the luck we had at the last place. And across the road, we have the world's largest wind chime. And we'll check that out, because I think we might be able to make that chime. before I cross the street, I must wonder, does this rocking chair really rock? I mean, I bet it doesn't. It looks like a rocking chair, but I bet it doesn't function as a rocking chair. I'm switching back to this orientation to look up at the wind chimes here, which are pretty big. And I think if I pull this string here, we can make them sing. Yeah, when I pull the string. Oh, there's that. Across the road there is a giant yardstick. Still 36 inches, but it must be like 36 feet maybe? I don't know. So I don't know what of these things are like the world's biggest officially or what are just giant. But there's a big barbershop pole. And there's a big Casey, Illinois #2 pencil. And then look, what's that up in the sky? A bird? A plane? No, it's the world's biggest mailbox with people in it. Here's the view from inside the world's biggest mailbox. There's the world's biggest or giant bird cage over there. I'm winded from the 30 steps I climbed to get up here. Isn't that pitiful? Nice breeze up here. Still gotta find the world's biggest pitchfork. It's around here somewhere. Here I am at the world's largest pitchfork. And it's putting there big. And the entrance to it has a shovel and pitchfork thingy up there. And look, an old globe. It's a holy globe. And I don't know. But yep, it's a pitchfork. I have returned to the world's largest mailbox to mail some postcards. So it's like the world's most inconvenient post office. You're gonna climb 3 flights of stairs, but I guess it's the novelty. But anyhow, mailing mail through the world's biggest mailbox. Oh, and they go all the way to the bottom. I heard them go. Hey kids, welcome back. It is, let's see, about 3:50 Indiana time, Eastern time, but I'm in Illinois, so it's only 2:50. I am just leaving Casey, Illinois, a small spit in the road cross town. I don't know what that means. A small town off Interstate 70 that is home to many of the world's largest objects, like the world's largest rocking chair, the world's largest wind chime. I saw a bunch of things there. It was kind of cool, and mailed some postcards to some people. And now I'm on Highway 40 West, heading to Vandalia, which is, I think it said about 60 miles. It did say the quickest route was to take Interstate or Highway 40 instead of the interstate. So we're driving across God's country now, Highway 40, and I'm headed to Vandalia, the home of the Kaskaskia Dragon. And so I'll film when we get there. I misspoke earlier. I only came out Highway 40 for a few miles, then it brought me out to the interstate, which makes far more sense. But I was just looking up the mailbox that I visited in Casey, and it is not the world's biggest. It didn't even talk about the world's biggest. It just called it a giant mailbox. But I took a video of me mailing postcards, and I mentioned in the video that I heard them drop all the way to the bottom. Well, what actually happened, and I wish I'd known this when I mailed them, is the flag was down on the mailbox. I remember that from outside. But when you mail something, when something goes into the mail slot, we're slowing down, it causes the red flag to go up. And that's what I heard. That's why that mail made so much noise. It wasn't the mail falling, which makes sense. It was the red flag going up. And like I said, I wish I'd have known that, because then I'd have taken a picture of the mailbox again with the red flag up because of me. So, the slot machines in a gas station. Wow. I am now in Vandalia, Illinois, and this is the Kaskaskia fire-breathing dragon. It's the Kaskaskia dragon, and it breathes fire. And see up there at his head, and then there's a knight here that's apparently been killed by the dragon. But we're going to come over here, and we're going to put a token in the machine, and it's going to breathe fire. And the lady told me to be ready with the camera because it happens fast. So I'm going to hold this here. We're going to drop the token in. Oh, yeah. There he goes. He's breathing fire. All right. I'm going to drop another token and hurry around to the other side to see if it's better because of where the sun is. Yeah. Okay, well, that was worth the $2 I spent on the tokens. So, very cool. Thank you, Vandalia, and thank you, Roadside America. Well, no, this one actually I found because Scott told me about it. So, thanks, Scott. I thought it would be bigger. Spaghetti factory in St. Louis, Missouri, right on the waterfront. This building looks like an old factory or something. See those big beams. There's the trolley car on the basement of the restaurant. I actually came in on the second floor and had to come downstairs to Hostess Station. I don't know if I can find my way back to the Hostess Station right now, to be honest. It's kind of a maze, but it's a cool old building. The service has been very slow, even though there's hardly anyone in the restaurant, so there's that. But I'm hungry. I walked about 4/10 of a mile from where I parked to here, so and then after here I'm going to walk down to the arch and then back to the car. I will check in with you later. All right, after dinner, I walked down here to see the arch, and there it is in all of its majesty. And it's closed to tours right now, which is fine. I wasn't planning to take a tour. Just wanted to come down and see it and snag a virtual geocache that's down here. So I'm going to go do that now. It is the end of day one. May 23rd is coming to an end. I have stopped for the night at a Comfort Inn in Pacific, Missouri, which per the map is 276 miles from home. So I came a little short of my daily goal of 300 miles. However, I didn't really start the clock until I left Indy at noon today. So starting at noon and getting here, which I am in Pacific at 9:20 Eastern time. And looking at the car, it's at, the odometer's at 356 miles. I picked it up at 56 miles, but then we drove back and forth to the lake once, and then I drove to Indy. So I don't know what I started at when I left Indy. but I guess we can take 356, the current setting, minus 276 to home, and that's about where we were. We're averaging 21.3 miles per gallon. And I think that's all I wanted to capture in this. Is there anything else? I guess I can always add another video if I think of it. So, good night for now. So, like I said, I'm staying at the Comfort Inn here in Pacific, Missouri, and here's a look at my room, the bathroom, shower over there behind the door, coat rack, ironing board, blah blah blah, the little microwave kitchen area, and then the room. Notice that there is no carpet in the room. It's a laminate, which makes the room look a lot different. The other thing I noticed is that there is no artwork on the wall, but it works. It gives it a very open feel to it, and I kind of like it. So just wanted to share, because after 3 weeks and however many hotel rooms I stay in, they're all going to start to run together.